America, abortion is almost never spoken about as a private grief, a medical crisis, or a moral struggle. It is spoken about like a war banner. One side says pro-life, the other says pro-choice, and both parties step onto the stage, acting like God already filled in the ballot for them. But the Bible does not hand either side a clean, modern abortion platform. Scholars note that the Hebrew Bible does not directly rule on elective abortion the way modern politics does. And religious scholars also point out that there is no single unified religious view on abortion across faiths or even within them. That is what makes the whole performance feel so manipulative. Republicans wrap abortion in the language of sacred life. Their 2024 platform says they stand for families and life, back state authority after Dobbs. Republicans wrap abortion in the language of sacred life, but the same movement often goes cold once that life is born. They speak of unborn innocence, then back cuts to SNAP, Medicaid, and other supports families rely on, while even federal in vitro fertilization protections have been blocked by many in their ranks. Democrats answer with the language of bodily autonomy and choice. So both parties claim moral high ground, but the pro-life brand often asks the state to force birth while refusing the support that makes life livable afterward. And both know the language of absolutes moves voters better than the language of uncertainty. But here is the darker truth. The pro-life brand often goes cold once that life is born. Many of the same Republican leaders and allied lawmakers who demand birth have also backed or defended policies that strip support from families after birth. Senate Republicans blocked federal IVF protection bills in 2024, despite platform language and public messaging about supporting fertility treatment. Meanwhile, the House Republican Reconciliation Plan for 2025 was estimated to cut Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program benefits by nearly $300 billion through 2034. And KFF says the 2025 budget law would increase the number of uninsured people in 2034 by 10 million, including 7.5 million from Medicaid changes alone. So the question becomes brutal. What does pro-life mean if it demands birth, but not support? If the child must be carried, but the mother can be left to navigate hunger, medical bills, and instability with less help than before? If life is called sacred in the womb, but food assistance and health coverage become disposable once that life is born, that is not a seamless ethic of life. That is moral passion at the front end and political abandonment at the back end. And there is another asymmetry people do not like to admit because it is too clean to dodge. A pro-choice framework does not strip freedom from someone who is personally pro-life. A woman who believes abortion is wrong can still carry her pregnancy, keep her conviction, and live by her conscience. Her moral code remains intact, but when the state imposes a pro-life rule on everyone else, freedom does not run both ways. Then one moral conviction becomes binding on people who do not share it. So when politicians praise liberty, personal responsibility, and free will in every other corner of American life, and suddenly demand state control here, the contradiction starts blinking like a warning light. Conviction is one thing, coercion is another. And that is where the Bible gets weaponized most effectively, not when someone privately wrestles with it in good faith, but when a party takes a morally complicated ancient text and turns it into a one-note slogan for power. The fetus becomes a symbol, the woman becomes a talking point, the scripture becomes a campaign prop with gold edges, and the deepest human questions, grief, fear, responsibility, autonomy, dependence, survival, get flattened into tribal theater. So no, this debate is not just about life versus choice. It is about who gets to define life, who gets to define freedom, who gets to claim God's voice in public, and who gets erased when political parties decide scripture is too useful to leave in the sanctuary. And maybe that is the ugliest part of all. Not that politicians bring the Bible into abortion, but that they make people believe the Bible was written for their platform in the first place.